gonna do a combination class today. So today I consider it a day off of exercise kind of thing. So this is my stretch day and you're joining in with that. So this practice is called the Vinyasa Flow into Restorative, and it's a beautiful practice. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna start in our child's pose just to warm up, and then start right into our Surya Namaskar A and B. So just taking a little child's pose to warm up and let the body awaken into the practice. If you have something like a blanket, a pillow, you're gonna need that later on in practice. What I'm doing here is just stimulating the frontal lobe of the head. So I massage my forehead almost to the temples. I just press back and forth to get a little bit of awakening going. Focusing on the breathing, relaxing into the practice. We're just going to take our knees together and hug the heels with your hands. This gives a lot more emphasis on pulling the hips back, because generally you want to fall forward because your head is top heavy. So I'm cuffing the heels and pulling on them to increase the stretch in the hips and getting more traction in the sacrum, so in the lower back. Relaxing the shoulders. 2 more breaths here, and then we will move into our sun salutation. Taking time to rejuvenate in your body from all the work that you do, put stress on us. And we'll slowly roll up. Take a moment, take it in. A nice breath. And exhale. So 2 more breaths right here, and we'll move right into it. So today I have some blankets, pillows, other pillows, and then this is the yoga mat with the towel wrapped up inside like I showed last week. We did it at the very beginning. We'll incorporate these things later on. So for now, spreading of the fingers, all 10 fingers into the mat. Press at the tips of the fingers to create a slight pucker in the heel of the hand, and lifting the hips into downward dog. I'm going to warm up the hamstrings. Remember, wherever you are in your postures, it's a personal experience, and as long as it feels good, it's not about the way it looks. I'm going to take our Vinyasa Flow very smooth this morning. I'm going to crack my toes. You don't have to do this. It's something I do, and I like to stretch the top of my feet. It's not an area that we really get to, but don't do it if you're not comfortable with it. You want to get into the tips of the toes, alternate press, really drive your toes into the mat, and then you'll get a nice stretch through the arch of the foot. Very important area. We don't really maintenance our feet too much on a daily basis, so yoga, get into that. Okay, we're going to step our feet forward towards our hands. Right into your nice extension and forward fold. Tip the weight forward as you fold so that you have more weight in the hands. The hands are what help you gradually come forward towards the thighs. I'll tell you today, my hamstrings are tight. They need a bit of a workout here. Coming all the way up. And then inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, fold forward. We'll be here for a little while, just flowing up and down. Inhale and extend. And exhale, step back with the right leg. And then the left leg. Hover here in your plank, set it up. You can go right down on your belly for cobra. I'm gonna go right into chaturanga. I feel good, I feel warm. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, right into your down dog. 5 breaths. Whenever you get there. And allow your body to move around rhythmically however you want. You can squat, shift the heels. However, you can get into different parts of the stretch. This is feeling really good today. Stepping forward, your feet towards your hands. Coming right into your extension. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, releasing the arms down at the sides. Someone's TTE equals standing. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale into your plank, moving into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. 5 breaths here. Equal weight through the hands and through the feet. No sagging, no sitting in the back body. Fill it up. The core should be engaged here. So this is a relaxing posture, but at the same time, it is posture, so a bit of work. This is considered an inversion posture, so always be mindful of your breath. Really focus on spreading of the ribs as you inhale and exhale. Bend your knees on the exhale and step forward on the inhale. Come right into your extension and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come up. Arms overhead. Pull the belly in and exhale. So 2 more just like that. Inhale.
I wonder if we can switch the camera sideways.
Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, extend.
Well, we're filming the kitchen right now, so if you wanted to film the kitchen, we can keep this position, but if you want to move over a bit, that would be great. To the left, possibly.
And stay 5 breaths in your downward dog.
Thank you.
And step forward. Right into your extension. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. So this will be number 5, and we'll just do it together. I won't instruct it. Ready when you are.
Mona Jotwana says, good morning.
Good morning, Mona. How are you? Always nice to play around. Surya Namaskara B, we're going to do 3 of those. Okay? Coming into Utkatasana, your chair pose, so reaching way back. I like to go as deep as I can in the moment. The nice release on the back. Up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extension. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pivot the left foot and lunge the right foot between the hands. The weight is in the back foot a lot, like a kickstand kind of rotating you up. Arms come up, lunge. The breath movement here. Then you exhale, cycle through your vinyasa. Which means to wipe the slate clean and prepare for new. Reach right foot, lunge the left foot, inhale, come up, utilizing the back foot, and exhale. Five breaths here. So this one, Surya Namaskara B, Sun Salutation B, tends to get the heart rate up a little bit more because you're doing more movement and it's only breath per movement when you're linking the sides. So just really focus on your breath and your speed. You can play around with jumping, floating forward towards the hands if you like. You exhale, and it happens, the lift happens on the inhalation. And you just go and play around because your butt is very heavy, so you always want to throw it towards the head when you're jumping forwards. Into your chair pose, Utkatasana, the fierce warrior. Really engage your stomach here and push off the floor. Come up. And exhale, release. Second one. Chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to your extension. And exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog, pivot the left foot and come into your warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1 is inhale up and exhale, cycle through your vinyasa. Pivot the right, lunge the left, warrior one, inhale to rise, and exhale, come down, cycle through, inhale, exhale, 5 breaths. Remember that one gets the heat really going in the body. You're constantly moving. Exhale, fold. And inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, release. So this is the third one, and we'll just do it together, and I won't guide it, okay? So ready when you are. Okay, we're just going to start into a standing flow here. So doing a sequence of standing postures. So just, I'll stand this way, you can see. Jump the feet about hip distance apart. Okay, hug the waist, inhale, lean up, lift the heart, and then exhale, fold forward and grab your peace fingers around your big toes. Wrap your thumb around your fingernail. Do not use it as a kickstand, okay? Wrap it. Soften the knees a little bit, lean forward, inhale, extend, and then engage your belly as you pull on the toes, elbows to the side, let your head fall. Look between your legs. Vinyasa. Remember to tip the weight forward to help you fold. Little tip. Release. Hastasana, so you're gonna reach your hands under your feet. You wanna kinda use your toes to massage out the wrists from all the vinyasas in the beginning of practice. Spread your fingers, lengthen forward, a little bit of softness in the knees, and then fold. Engage your belly to help pull you forward. Move around as much as you want. Then releasing the feet up, take your hands out, hands to the waistline, press to the feet to come up. Inhale, and exhale. And step forward. We're going to open up the right leg towards the back of the mat. The toes are going to face the long corner, getting ready for Utthita Trikonasana, side triangle pose. So So turn your toes to the back of your mat. Left toes are at the short end of the mat. Just move your hips around to get into the pose. Extend your arms. You might want to block here. So if you do have a block, put it on the outside of your baby toe, or you can just go to your shin, right here. Otherwise, reach out, gauge your belly, and stay sideways. Don't lean forward, okay? Reach for whatever you can get to, and then tilt the heart up. Utthita Trikonasana, forward-facing triangle. It's right into the inner thigh. Woo. If you don't want to look up, if it irritates your neck, simply look forward and bring your head back. Okay? Soften the knee. Inhale, come up. We're going to rotate sides. Okay? Again, get into the hips, just move them side to side. All these postures work towards 5 breaths, okay? Lengthen, maybe you want to block. Perhaps you're just going to the shin, but already leaning open with the heart. You're not leaning forward, okay? You're leaning back slightly. Very important. This pose is very simple. Lots of times you see people going forward because they want to reach the floor. Go for the toe, or use a block back here. Engage the belly. Push the hip flexors slightly forward. You're really going to feel this in the obliques and in the quadratus, so in the back of the waistline. Full breathing. And focus to keep your eyes very steady when you're in your posture. Always find a focal point. Soften the knee to come up. Now we're going to go into Parivrtta Trikonasana, so it's a twist. Okay, so I'm going to turn both toes towards the back of the mat and turn the left toes slightly out more, okay? Not completely out, slightly. Okay, and then you're going to walk both hips forwards. Left arm comes up, you reach forward. You can either come to the inside with a block, outside with a block. You can come to the shin, or you put your hand on the outside, but make sure you're not favoring the front leg. You want your sit bones in alignment. Okay, so usually what happens is, in this case, the right one would sit higher. So walk it back. I know it's going to talk to your hamstring, but that's the purpose. Then get your left rib to wrap under. Keep the weight in the back foot just as much as the front. Remember, it is about how it feels, okay? Not about how it looks. So if you don't reach the floor, it's no big deal. Just use a block. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, come up. And switch sides. Right arm comes up. Reach forward. Place the hand to where you're comfortable. Make sure that the hip bones are in the sit bones. Hips and sit bones are equal. If you have a mirror, use it. It's important to see what your posture is resembling in senses of form. You have the proper form. Bring the head down, soften the knee, come up, open up, and just step forward for a moment, shake it out. Then we're going to go into side angle lunging. We're going to go forward and backwards. Right leg comes open, spiral the foot to the back of the mat just like we did, and lunge. Okay? Utthita Parsvakasana. So elbow to knee is a great one, like forearm to knee. Reach over, okay? You can come to the inside where you'll push your thighs or your tricep into the thigh to encourage getting open. Or if you can reach to the outside, great. Maybe you want to block. Wherever you are, hip flexors move forward. The weight is equal through the feet. The arm comes up and over. Really engage your belly here. Again, you're going to get a nice release in the side body. Keep pushing the knee, in this case, into the bicep if you're on the outside. And release. Come up. Switch sides. Vinyasa. And release up. Now we're going to twist this posture around. So, Vinyasa, Vinyasa. So hips go to the back. Drop your knee. Inhale, left arm up. That's a little bit more demanding because you want to get the whole left side with the belly, like the organs. You want to get it up and over the thigh. So inhale up. I like to hollow my belly and then move over to the right as far as I can. Sometimes I even take my hand and encourage the rotation. You can stay here, bring your hands together, okay, or you can come up. Hug your thighs towards each other to maintain the balance in this twist. Really sink into your front heel. Inhale. Come out of the twist and pause. Just to let your body read the message. Twists are very demanding. And then rotate to the front of the mat. Drop your back knee. Okay? Encouraging the right side to come over to the left side. Okay? This posture, it is very challenging. I know it is. So right arm up. Encourage organs to come over. Again, once you're there, you can encourage it more. And then maybe you want to lift the knee. I feel this one all through my pelvis, all through the low back. Great. You feel the stretch happening.
Pause for you to go back in that position, but turn so we can see the front view.
Sure.
Both of your views were from your back.
Inhale. Inhale, you want to come out. So I'll show it one more time on the right leg, but I'll show it forward. Releasing. So you can follow along if you want. I'm just going to repeat this side so you can see a little bit more clearly.
Really scooping your knee behind your biceps there.
Yeah, the arm is behind the knee. And you want to inhale, come out. And that's a very deep twist, and you just pause. And you can step forward in front of your mat. So from here, I'm going to come into a wide leg stance. We're going to come into Restorative series. We're going to do all four, A, B, C, and D. The first one is to hug the waistline. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward, softness in the knees. Take your time, listen to your body, listen to the weight of your body and the way it's repelling forward. Elbows come back, thumbs go along the back of the waist. Trying to get the crown of the head to brush the floor. There's no weight on the head. Use your abdomen to help guide you between the legs. And then press through the feet. Inhale, come up slow. This is considered an inversion, and you can get really lightheaded in this posture, especially because you're going to do it 4 times, right? Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, reach your arms behind your lower back. Either hug the elbows or interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach up with your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Nice and slow. This is a big shoulder opener. Always let the weight of the body and the duration of being in the pose do the work with you instead of forcing. So you can see how I'm just listening to the shoulder rotation. And as I inhale, I squeeze the shoulder blades together and draw the arms closer to the floor as I lean forward in the pose. That's about as far as I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be happy with that. And press through the feet. Inhale, come up. Nice and slow. Release the arms to the side. Relaxing. We're going to come up. Then exhale, reach our hands to the floor. This is actually the first one. I moved the second one first. So this is actually the first one, but it doesn't matter. It's the same posture. Walk your hands in between the legs. Put your palms flat on the floor. And with the use of your palms, pull forward. So this is actually Prasarita A. We just did B and C. Hug the elbows toward each other. Open up your back. So this is where you can always do that tripod headstand inversion if you wanted. This is a nice way to get into the tripod with the wider leg stance. It makes it easier just for balance, weight balance distribution, just so that you have that in your mind. You come up. That's our third, and we're going right into Prasarita D. Extending the arms, inhale. Exhale, you want to slide your hands down your thighs to bind your big toe mounds. Put these fingers around your big toes, and again, bind your thumb around your fingernail. Focus to not balance on your thumbs, around the fingernail. Then, open up your glutes, elbows to the side, shoulders to the back, head towards the floor, just grazing the floor. If your head really has pressure, then bring your stance of your legs in a little closer. By number 4, your hamstrings really feel nice and loose. You actually feel like your legs got longer. They probably did. Engage your belly. And inhale, hands to the waist, up, hug your inner thighs toward each other, and step forward. I'm going to take a sip of water, just remain in standing or sip some water. Okay, I'm going to root. Or I'm going to stand forward like this so you can see. Root into the left foot, okay? And work to grab your big toe, okay? So peace fingers again around the big toe, pinch the side of your waistline for just some stimulation, and then maybe you can extend the leg out. So we're just gonna inhale here. Maybe you wanna reach forward and lift a little bit more if it's available for you. Taking the leg to the side. Maybe you want to look to the opposite direction. Coming back, leg comes forwards. And what you're going to do here is point the toe slightly and hold it for 5 breaths. Release. You switch sides, grabbing onto the big toe. This posture is great, really makes you focus. Extend the leg. Get your balance. Spread through all 5 toes. Make sure that the heel is behind the toes to give you that solid balance on the form of the foot. Maybe you want to reach forward. Try it out. And if you teeter over, leg comes to the side. Maybe you want to turn your head. Keep the eyes steady. That will help you. If you start to move the eyes around, then it tends to teeter with your balance. Come forward. And then 5 breaths. And release. Good. Legs are feeling strong. So from here, we're just going to take the left leg back on a slight angle, a little bit shorter stance this time. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and reach my hands into reverse prayer. So I'm going to give you options. You can hold the waist. Okay. You can hug your elbow. Or you can come into the reverse prayer. So what I do is bring my hands back, tops of the hands touch, and I sort of, I start to butterfly wing my shoulders to inch my arms up my back in between the shoulder blades. Once you get to the shoulder blades, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other to help close the palms. Okay, it is a demanding posture, but that's okay. We're gonna look up. The legs are scissored with a shorter stance. You reach forward. Weight is in both feet. Really press into the front heel and kickstand that back leg just like you do in Warrior One. And you come forward. Keep your arms where they are and simply switch the legs. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold forward. Step forwards, and then lean slightly forward and unwind your arms. Let them hang, let the blood flow return. I think we're going to play around here. We're going to come through for seated, do some playful inversions. and then move into our restorative yoga, okay? So inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, extend. And exhale, step or float back. I'm going to come through for seated. Okay. Paschimottanasana, setting it up. So first we're going to come into Dandasana, seated posture, legs straight, root into the hands, engage the arms. Broaden your chest and your back. Pose up and toward you, engaging the legs. So remember, this is not a lazy pose, this is an active seated posture. Prepping you for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Into your forward fold, walk your hips back. Maybe you want to sit up on a block. Okay? Perhaps you're reaching maybe the shins. Okay? Wherever you are in this posture, it is belly's engaged, belly comes to the thighs. So start to encourage the release in the pelvis and the back. Then it's your ribs. Okay? Then your chest. Really rotate your thighs toward one another to encourage the ability to come forward deeper. And slowly release. Coming into Janu Shirshasana A. We're gonna take the right foot. The heel goes right into the inner upper thigh. You press the heel into the thigh as you spread your toes across the rest of the thigh. Okay? Push your knee down with the strength of your leg, and then reach yourself over your right thigh. Take your right rib towards your left thigh. So you're encouraging that you're neutral as you're folding, because you're not really in a twist here. Keep pressing your foot into the thigh and keep pressing the knee joint down. This will also encourage the stretch so that your leg doesn't levitate, tip you over. This practice is a wonderful Vinyasa Flow into restorative for when you're having your day off. Day off of working out, exercise. So we all need a day off, right? So take those days off for the stretch, big long stretch. Left side, left heel comes towards the inner right thigh. Keep pressing into the thigh with your foot. Squeeze the knee joint and push it down. Left rib comes towards the thigh and you reach forwards. I love this one because it gets right into the QLs, the back waistline. And come forward fold. We're gonna cross the legs, not come into a forward fold, but just cross the legs, come through Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. And we're gonna play around with some handstands here. So wherever you are, I'll give you a little tip on handstands. So if you get up, you get up. If you don't, you don't. If you get up for a period of time, great. If you get up for just a little moment, wonderful. It's really time for just playtime. I always take my inversions in my practice and I don't get too judgy about them. I just, wherever I'm at, some days I get it and some days I just can't get it for some reason, so whatever it is. But this is the main tips I'll give you for handstands. So you really want to spread the hands and press into the tips of the fingers, okay? Because that's where a lot of the strength is. You don't want to sink into the hand, okay? You want to keep the wrist joint strong, stable. You always want to press into the tips of the fingers. Okay, I like to slightly turn my hands out a little bit, like I don't have my middle finger completely facing forward. I do like a slightly tilted, so that I'm engaging through the upper chest and into the lats and in my back. I'm not just in my arms. So when inverting, you want to, I like to practice on the hands and knees. So when you push up into a handstand, you don't want to push away from the hands. You want to lead the heart in between the hands and watch my shoulder blades. You want to melt the shoulder blades onto the back. So you have like this kind of push-pull into gravity technique. Your hands become your feet. If you can process that in your mind, like rewind that in your mind, because our lower bodies are stronger than our upper bodies. Okay, so now we're reversing. Practice on your hands and knees as if you are going up into a handstand. Shift the weight forward and melt your shoulder blades on your back, maintaining the stability in your arms, okay? So let's play around. You wanna come into your down dog and walk your feet as close as you can to your hands to get the understanding of how much your body's gonna weigh on your arms. This is a great way to kind of get that understanding and to know to not push away. Come forward in between the hands. Then your gaze looks slightly out. You don't want to look down, and you don't want to look down the back of the mat. You want to look slightly out, a couple of feet. All right? That's another helpful tip. Where you look really matters on the posture. Okay, so play around. Coming into your handstand. I mean, you can start by coming up. Starting here and, going into it if you want to, or you can start from like a down dog position. Okay, play around. You always want to know how to fall out of it too, like kind of cartwheel over. So play around for a little bit more if you want, or you can just watch me be silly. One thing that's important is you want to have control of your legs. Like you can see how I have control, and then sometimes my legs go like seaweed in the ocean. So then you get tired, right? Like I'm a little bit fatigued right now, but that's fine. So just focus on keeping your legs very directional over the head towards the ceiling, not like seaweed in the ocean. And that's another thing to remember when you're doing inversions, because you're changing the matter of the body and you can't see your body, right? So that gets challenging. And if it is challenging, but you have the strength, go to the wall, just kick your feet up the wall. One of those days, oh well. Well, we got up for a bit. That's fun. Now we're gonna try pincha. So this will be the last inversion Then we'll start to calm it down for ourselves. You start to get fatigued after, when you do Vinyasa Flows, you start to get a little fatigued in the arms. So I'm gonna focus on Pincha. I haven't actually practiced it in a while. I've been doing a lot of handstands and a lot of headstands. So this one's on the forearms. Some people like to keep the arms shoulder distance apart, okay? I like to kind of braid my fingers and really hug in. So we'll see where we get. That posture is pretty cool. I always find it very liberating. Like, you feel really light, if that makes sense. And I think it's because you're on the forearms, you have a little bit more stability. But sometimes I find handstands really, really light. So now we're gonna move into some restorative yoga, which has been well earned for us. So we're gonna start in a very deep, I'm gonna do things like forward, back, hips open. I'm not gonna be here for long, but take these restorative postures and bring them into your practice, okay? However you want to. So for this first one, I'm just gonna sit this big pillow right underneath my bottom. So we're coming down now from our Vinyasa practice. And I'm gonna widen my legs just a little bit. I'm coming into a seated forward fold. I'm gonna be here for about a minute. So get yourself set up really good. So I'm just elevating. You can turn your head to like one side, but make sure you're not hanging really, really deep. You want to make sure that you have some support. So I'm just gonna bring it this way. I'm just relaxing. So notice I'm not making my legs super straight. I'm simply folding into my hips, and my feet just naturally turn out this way. I'm just gonna be here. All you wanna do is breathe. It may seem boring, but it's very, very rejuvenating. So try the practice. Come into the postures. Even if you didn't do the Vinyasa practice, like come into these restorative postures just at the end here. Kind of make you sleepy and relaxed. Slowly come out. You can stay in restorative postures for, for a long time. The longer you stay, the better it is for your body. So I say always, like, I'm just doing it for a minute for you, but 3 minutes. 3 minutes is great for that. Now I'm gonna come back, and I'm going to keep the pillow on my pelvis, and I'm gonna throw my legs up for about a minute. Get the blood flow going. So this, when you have elevation, if your legs aren't against a wall, this is great. I don't even have to really do anything. Just let the legs go up, and they kind of tilt all toward me a little bit for about a minute. And close your eyes and focus on your breath. In these postures, you really want to quiet the mind, bring it down, whatever's going on in your life. Take the time in your day to cleanse the mind, clear the slate. And it's a practice to see if you are able to let go, to release the mind while you're awake and not in a sleep. Doing yoga practice is just that time. Take it down, no matter how vigorous the practice is, and to calm the mind, because as human beings, we need to do that. Next posture is great. I'm just gonna stay elevated like I am. You can feel free, like this pillow's a little bit denser. You can feel free to put a blanket and a pillow underneath your pelvis for this twist that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna stay up on this guy here. I'm just gonna put my feet down, take the hips over to the right, bring the knees up and over to the left side so the knees fall off of the pillow. Now my hips are elevated with the weight of the legs getting into the lower right side. Just to let the arms go. It's not about flexibility, it's about mobility. Relax and close your eyes for about a minute. Switch sides. Only a couple more postures after this and you're out of here. Go on your day. If you didn't get to do the practice with us right now today, keep it with you. And do it when you can. Slowly come up and release whatever you have under your pelvis. Bring the knees in, lift your head, just a little roll up. Now we're gonna go into the inner groin, so inner thighs deep into the hips, okay? So with this one, you're gonna take your pillow, your blanket, and have it nice and wide for yourself. I'm actually going to use my pillow and my blanket. This one's a little bit more demanding, if you will. I'll show this from a slight angle. So your feet, knees, shin, and ankle all stay in alignment. You're not hugging in unless you really have to, like because it's intense. Focus to keep this L shape on both sides. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and slide this underneath my pelvis because I want to have the support. I don't want to sag. I'm gonna go ahead and put this under my knee and this one under this knee. Just gonna go down. So what happens is I want to widen out like a straddle, like slide out as much as I can. Then you want to push your hips back, okay? Not forward. If you come forward, you're coming out of the stretch. So you might need to be up quite high, which is totally fine. You just go to where you can go. And again, it's a very, very intense posture. And it is a bit exposed as well, like for your personal body. So you just go wherever you can go to. 1 minute. Relax into it, focus not to engage. And as you're in the posture, notice if you can pull your hips back a little bit more towards the heels, just to get deeper, right in the groin, deep into the pelvis, because we never really get there. So this is a nice way. Really let go. Be dead weight. And very, very slowly, you're going to support with your arms. Now this pose, I almost started to drool. Come up, take out your supports, and then walk your body forward out of the stretch, and just one knee at a time. Woo! And you want to come onto your mat and just kind of move the hips around. Woo! That was deep. And just come into like a circulating motion. Just 1 or 2 on each side. We have our last posture, which is our supported pigeon. Get right into these deeper leg muscles. So I'm going to go ahead, take the blanket, keep it slightly folded here. I'm gonna take my right foot forward, flexed, and then I'm gonna relax into it. So I'm not trying to get like this full-on strong pose. I'm reversing it to make it passive, but get the stretch. So I'm not engaging the muscles. I'm relaxing. I'm gonna go ahead and support what I need and come down. Keep driving back into the mat. 1 minute. Make yourself comfortable. Grab all your favorite toys, pillows, and blankets. So 1 minute on each side. This feels great. You're gonna feel this in the hip, in the outer thigh, through the glute, and I even feel it into the low back. So the whole pelvis. You're gonna feel like you're walking on air after this practice. Almost there. Slowly move into the other side, and then we are out of here. Do our day. Slowly come up. Let the leg respond. Drag it out. Maybe give it a little shake. And coming into the left side. Setting up the pose, nice and comfortable for yourself. 1 minute. Remember, even though we're not doing a lot, you're still using a lot of energy. Make sure that you do hydrate and eat nutritiously. Okay. Get to your garden and pick something nice. Walk your body back. 1 minute. Simply relax. Clear your mind. And slowly come out of that one. And you still get Shavasana after all of that, right? So, take it out. Nice and easy. Hopefully this helps you in your physical body and in your daily practice, okay? When you're doing your fitness, your workouts, make sure you get the stretching in. So if you didn't get it today, they're there for you. Utilize them like your own library, okay? I want you to have results, not only in tone and fitness in your body, but also in your mobility, right? Your flexibility. So I'm gonna go ahead, support with my back. I'm gonna use a pillow today. I'm gonna pamper this little princess. I'm gonna go ahead and put these under my knees.
That's your Thai massage later, baby.
Yeah, so later on we'll do a full back release on Thai massage. So make sure that you are ready for that. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching.
Great response from gym addicts and the bodybuilders.
Yeah, gym addicts and bodybuilders, thank you very much. You guys work really hard. You're impressive. I'm gonna end this practice with, don't stress yourself out. Don't go over your limits. Be patient with yourself, okay? Because when it's good in here, when it's full in your heart and in your mind, when you're good, then nothing can really get through the shield, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound like a la-la, but I'm just saying, make sure that this temple is good, mentally and physically, and then everything will flow. So with that, namaste, take your rest. Remember, have your rest days.